Extraordinary cricket.
One of the most bizarre days of cricket ever witnessed.
In November of 2011, one of the weirdest test matches in the history of cricket took place.
Matches like that probably happen one in every 500 test matches.
Between South Africa and Australia at Newlands in Cape Town, South Africa. And every time you thought that things couldn't possibly get any weirder,
I've never witnessed cricket like this in my life before.
they got weirder. And what happened on the last day can only be described as a glitch in the cricket matrix. An incredible coincidence that we will never ever witness again.
How about that? How about that?
On the first day, the 9th of November 2011, Australia batted first, and when bad light stopped play, they finished the day on a shaky 214 for the loss of 8, with Michael Clarke still at the wicket on 107 not out. So far, everything was pretty normal, for now. But on the morning of the second day, there was already a special feeling in the air, because the 10th of November 2011 was exactly 20 years to the day that South Africa made their historic comeback to international cricket against India, after being banned from international cricket for 21 years.
An historic meeting, the first ever meeting between the two countries, and just listen to the noise.
Australia continued their innings, and with the help of tail-ender Peter Siddle, Clarke courageously batted on to 151, an innings that was described by Ricky Ponting as one of the best he's ever seen. Australia finished their first innings on a respectable 284, but when South Africa came out to bat after the break, things started to get weird. After a steady start at 49 for 1, South Africa suddenly lost the two massive wickets of Hashim Amla and Jar Cullis in the 14th over. And one by one, the wickets kept tumbling without a single other batter being able to get to double figures. South Africa was dramatically skittled out by Australia for 96 runs after only 25 overs in 2 hours. With a healthy lead of 188 after the first innings, Australia went out to bat for their second innings on only the second day of the test match.
Only just finished batting, just before lunch.
And South Africa needed a miracle to avoid one of their most crushing test defeats ever. But then, something incredible happened. From the very first over, the South African bowlers, with debutant Vernon Philander front and centre,
And Vernon Philander on debut.
Sensational performance by Vernon Philander.
were hitting their line and length perfectly. Ball after ball,
Big appeal, but Gould says out. What?
over after over.
That's not a bad shot. Fingers gone up.
And they produced one of the most unplayable and destructive displays of bowling ever seen.
Every single delivery is an event. You expect something to happen every time the ball is delivered.
The Australian batters never stood a chance, and in the blink of an eye, what can only be described as mayhem,
Hawthorne gets another, and the mayhem continues.
the mighty Australians were crushed to an unbelievable 21 for 9, still 5 runs short of the lowest test total ever.
21 for 9. What do you say?
There's not a lot you can, is there?
Shortly after, in a matter of 18 chaotic overs, just over 90 minutes in total, the entire Australian lineup was demolished for a record-breaking 47 all out.
In the air, gone! Australia all out for 47.
Well, I went to the loo and Australia were just starting their innings.
It's on, AB. This is Test match cricket.
It certainly is.
With tail-ender Nathan Lyon top scoring with 14 and saving the Aussies from the most embarrassing Test cricket record you can possibly hold.
For 47, goodness me.
Well, an embarrassing total for the Australians.
It
Fantastic.
was the lowest Australian Test score since 1902. Only the 9th time in the history of Test match cricket since the 1800s that both sides were bowled out for less than 100. There could only be one explanation. There had to be a problem with the pitch.
Strangeness of cricket sometimes and how much it is actually the pitch.
When South Africa walked out to chase what seemed like a mammoth 236 runs for victory in the fourth and final innings on only the second day of the test match, nobody knew what was going on or what to expect.
We have seen some amazing stuff.
Certainly plenty of time left. We're only in day 2.
For only the second time in the history of test match cricket, we saw parts of all 4 innings in one single day. Jacques Rudolph lost his wicket early again for the second time in one day, and everyone was expecting another major historic collapse. But Graeme Smith and Hashim Amla managed to take control and finish the second day strong on 81 for 1. A ridiculous record-breaking 23 wickets fell in a single day of test match cricket. Only the third time in history since 1888.
Wickets have fallen in a day of test match cricket back in 1888-89.
The Newlands pitch was talked about all over the world, and Evan Flint, the head groundsman at Newlands, even featured on the evening news, but assured everyone that there was nothing wrong with the pitch. Even Clark admitted that we can't blame the wicket. Our shot selections were disgraceful. Today was unbelievable. Graeme Smith added that he had not seen a cricket scorecard like the Australians since he was a young schoolboy.
I don't think I've ever, in all my years, seen so many wickets fall in such a short space of time.
When Smith and Amla resumed the innings on the third morning, any and all conspiracies about the state of the Newlands pitch were crushed. They made it look like a batter's paradise and managed to hit the ball to every part of the field. Both of them had reached their half centuries, but then, after 33 overs, with a score at 125 for 1, the most incredible coincidence in the history of cricket happened.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
It's all happening in the middle.
On the 11th of November 2011, at exactly 11 minutes past 11 in the morning, South Africa needed another 111 runs to win. This incredible coincidence was immediately picked up by the commentators and displayed on the scoreboard at Newlands. The online scorers on ESPN's Cricinfo even made a note in the records saying, "Okay, weird. It's 11 past 11 in Cape Town and South Africa need 111 to win." The Newlands crowd loves it, many standing on one leg.
It's come to life, hasn't it? The crowd have come to life.
Number 111, also known as a Nelson in cricket and named after British Admiral Horatio Nelson, has been a superstitious, unlucky number in cricket for more than a century. Umpire Ian Gould, along with most of the crowd in the stadium, stood on one leg for the duration of that minute, as per tradition of the late great umpire David Shepherd, for what would be the most epic Nelson of all Nelsons that Test cricket has ever seen. Both Amla and Smith went on to score magnificent centuries, and South Africa cruised to what was described as the most bizarre and the weirdest 8-wicket victory ever. It was only the 7th time since 1894 that a team with a deficit of 188 runs or more went on to win the test match. And it wasn't the pitch, and it sure wasn't Admiral Nelson. It was a fluke match, a glitch in the matrix, a spectacular combination of luck, bad luck, records and coincidences that could only happen once in a lifetime. Tell me what's your most memorable cricket match ever played and why. And subscribe for more cricket content just like this.
Extraordinary cricket.